Welcome, my name is Shanoya and I will tell you a little bit about Neptune in the Aries. Is part of the sky, and then using, of course, the star number system that I have received through meditations over the last 3 years. So welcome, 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 and let's get into it. So Neptune is represented by the number 7 in the star number system. And Aries is then the tool because Neptune moves into Aries. So Aries as a tool carries this energy of the number 9, which is courage, determination, persistence, stamina, compassion, and unstoppable drive to show the way by doing and not telling. So Aries is the fire, it acts, and it's brave and self-reliant and confident. And when you then use this Aries tool, you lead by example, you take action, you're compassionate, and you move forward with purpose. So when we bring these two energies together, it creates the star number 97. So when we then go through the numerological journey of the number 97, then 9 plus 7 equals 16. And 16 is a result energy of 97 that we have to interpret as well. But then further to this, 16 can be reduced again into the single digit of 7. So 1 plus 6 is 7. And the result energy, of course, is then 7. And that takes us back to the Neptune kind of energy itself. So we're back into that energy of surrender, trust, peace, acceptance, allowing the universe to play its part and to receive mystical insights. But let's first look at the intermediate number. So the first number that we meet in the process from 97 down to 7 is, of course, the number 16. And this is really important because not all numbers have an intermediate number, you could say, when we reduce it. And so the number 16 carries its own meaning along this journey. And this is an energy of devoted, loving creation, that you kind of pour yourself out freely and generously, and you put yourself into something that you really truly care for. So when you act with courage on your dream, which is the number 97, then the path naturally moves you through the 16, a stretch of loving, creating, giving, because number 6 represents creation itself, like to birth something, you could say. And but you do this through self-expression, and it's because that then gives birth to something, because you are tending to something that matters. And from there you then reduce the number again, and you end up with number 7, which again, as I mentioned before, is surrender, trust, full acceptance, letting go, and a deep knowing that all is good and as it should be. So this is a very powerful combination. Neptune, which is the area of dreams and imagination, and then Aries, the tool of courageous and compassionate action. And then this result is basically saying that when you do this right, when you really when you're courageous and you take action towards your dreams and imagination, then you will end up feeling this profound peace. You will almost release it and trust and have this knowing that the universe has your back. And it's quite funny because I see number 97 exactly almost as, the law of attraction. It's basically you have a vision, you have a dream, you have something that you really want, and then you take action on it, your courage, you go for it, and you really, you do all the steps in order to move towards your dream. And then at the same time, you release it and you allow the universe to do its part. And you just know that the universe has your back. And so it's not this desperate clinging, rather it's this peaceful acceptance and surrender and trusting that something bigger is there to support you. So really, truly exciting times ahead over these next many years, where we know that the universe is helping us achieve our dreams and wishes, and as long as we act on it as well. So let me just see, I feel like maybe I should change my slide here. So yeah, so this transit then brings this shift towards being courageous, taking action towards your dreams and imagination, as I just mentioned. And of course, because number 7 also represents like spirituality, then don't hide away your beliefs, what you feel like is where your connection is with something greater, something divine. Don't hide it from the world, but rather use this as a step forward, and show the way, and you lead by example, and you be courageous. And so over these next many years, I think many people will feel this urge to act on their dreams and start pursuing their visions with this determination and this kind of excitement and passion. And that try and pay attention if this is coming to you, and then we'll go through in a second which area of which arena in your life this will impact, depending on your rising sign, of course. But pursue your vision with determination, and also at the same time this balance between determination and surrender and allowance. So yeah, so let's see what happens. So the key message basically is for the Neptune and Aries through the star number system is that your dreams are not meant to stay dreams. They are seeds, and they're ready to be acted on. So be brave enough to follow them, and compassionate enough to bring them to others along the way also, and then trust that when you truly tune into your dreams and your imagination and your vision, then and you start acting on it, then trust that there's something greater than you that will actually help you see it come to pass, and that the universe will meet you halfway, and you will have this mystical guidance that is beyond anything that you could potentially have thought out yourself. So also be willing to get something even better, right? This or something better, as you say in the law of attraction. So the formula then is, you have the Aries, which is number 9. That's this. That's the tool. That's the area that we're moving into, or Neptune has already moved into. And then 7, which is the Neptune energy, and then it of course adds up to this 97, which adds up to 16, which is then added up again to 7. So we have the tool, which is courageous, compassionate, determined, action taking, and then we have the area of your life that is impacted by this energy, which is the dreams, imagination, spirituality, and connection to the universe. And then of course the resulting energy, this is the energy that you should feel inside, that you should try and move towards, which is a surrender, a trust deep trust, peace, because you know that the universe has got your back, and then these mystical insights might also happen. So in the following section, we go through, I will go through each of the houses, and of course, the thing is that through each of the houses, Aries is the natural tool for that specific house. So for that, like for the rising sign in the house that Aries sit, that is always the way of the tool that you need to apply to that part of your life, you could say. But and this is this kind of energy of fire and courage and directness, and so that arena of your life will always have been affected by this Aries kind of energy. And so what is new now is that during this transit, it's the energy that is entering into this arena, which is Neptune. And what Neptune brings is exactly dreams, imagination, intuition, spirituality, into a place that you already know that you need, or hopefully know, or hopefully can feel, or at least will be alerted to now, that you have to act with courage. But what is also interesting is, of course, that the result energy comes back to the number 7, and that is what we have to try and tune into during this period. And we have to learn to trust the universe, to have this deep peace, the sense of surrender, the sense of trust that you are met halfway by the universe. Okay, so let's move on. The first one we are going to look at today is the first house. It's because Neptune has moved into Aries, and that is then for Aries Rising, that is your first house. So then Neptune will be in your first house, of course. And I call the first house the house of creation and radiance. And I just want to say that if you click the description or the channel description, you can find a link to my website where you can sign up for newsletters. And if you do so, then I have a full document describing each of the houses according to the star number system. So that is a gift to you if you subscribe to the newsletter. So you can try and check that out if you are interested. This is another way to look at the houses compared to traditional astrology. So just to be aware of that, I see the house system a little bit different. Let's move into it. Okay, so the first house, house of creation and radiance. And so Neptune is in Aries, and it transits your first house. And the first house in the star number system is the house of creation and radiance, as I have now said many times. This is where the self emerges into the world. It is the first spark. It's the I am. It's associated with the sun and the number 1, which is vitality, passion, inspiration, light, self-expression and creation. And this house is about what you naturally and effortlessly radiate. And it is this creative frequency that you are born to emit. And so for Aries Rising, Aries has always been the natural tool of your first house. So there is a courage to be yourself, and the fire, you have the fire to step forward, and the directness to show the way by doing. And this has always been how you kind of radiate, you could say. The self-expression happens through this bold, authentic action, and that is your natural mode of being, you could say. And that is so what is new during this transit is really the energy that is entering this arena of your life, namely Neptune, which is the area of dreams, imagination, intuition, and spirituality. And that is now stepping in on this stage, meeting this Aries fire, you could say, this Aries passion. And so over the coming years, your sense of self becomes infused with this deeper spiritual awareness. Your dreams, your imagination, and your intuitive knowing starts to flow directly into how you show up. So your radiance takes on a bit of a softer, maybe more ethereal, a more universal quality. Like you're not at all losing this bold authenticity that has always been and has always been your way of being, you could say. But it's so and you still have to use the energy, like you really have to use this energy of Aries as you have always done. But it's about also stepping forward and taking action and pursuing your passion while being spiritually attuned, while you kind of get this sense of dreams and imagination and kind of a feeling of, okay, but what is it that I want? What is it that my true self wants? And so your spirituality may want to be expressed not quietly or in private, but boldly and visibly and as a natural part of your radiance. I say spirituality, it might as well be your dreams or your imagination. It's about taking bold action now. The Aries tool, it gives you this courage to let your intuitive and spiritual knowing be more seen over the coming years, and you are maybe more willing to voice and to share and to show the world what your dreams are and what you're passionate about and what your ideas, like your imagination, and if you get some insights from the universe, that you share them boldly. And so what Neptune does, it adds this depth of vision that makes your self-expression channel something that is more than just what you have been used to, you could say. That's what happens when this planet of Neptune enters into your first house. And so then, of course, we have to also look at this intermediate number of 16 that shows that as you go from 97 and reduce that to number 16, then the 16 energy is devoted, it's loving, it's very generous, and it's about expressing yourself and really taking action and having self-expression on something that you really love. So we're back to, not only is it about your dreams and imagination, but also do you feel a love for it. And so for your first house, that something is kind of you, because it's your first house. So as your dreams and visions and imagination and spirituality and that kind of part of your identity kind of takes center stage here with you in the first house, then there's this beautiful sense of creatively, like need to creatively express your new self, like with total devotion and care, and to be open and freely expressing this. And that is and then the result, you should feel the end goal, like you take action as you have always done, but with Neptune entering, you will have more focus on your dreams and imagination and your visions and something more than you, in a way, the universe or your spirituality or whatever. And when you then allow this energy in, then even though you take action and pursue passion at what you have done always, then you will, the feeling that you're supposed to get is this feeling of surrender in a good way. Surrender, knowing that you're held, knowing a trust and understanding that there's something greater than you helping you. So there is this, a surrender, you could say, to the understanding that who you truly are is bigger than any identity you have been, quote unquote, performing previously. So your radiance almost becomes more like a channel for something even greater than you. Like it's like you're connecting with something amazing here. So as an affirmation, you could say, and it's on the slide if you want to take a screenshot, but I welcome dreams and imagination into how I show up. I have always known how to step forward, to be myself and to lead by being. Now I let my spiritual knowing shine through everything I express. I trust, I surrender, and I feel a deep peace that as my radiance becomes a channel for something greater. I think I could have read that better, but that's it. And we move on to the second house, the house of receiving and sacred union. And to begin with, I just want to say that in the star number system, that the star number system is a system that I have downloaded during meditation over the last 3 years. And part of the system is not only numbers and associations between planets and zodiac signs and all this, which you can see a video about that I have already put out. But I've also received information about how to understand the houses, each of the houses in the in astrology, but in the zodiac sign, you could say. But it's not astrology, normal astrology interpretation of the houses. That was a bit clumsy, but anyway, if you are interested in seeing what the download has, what I have downloaded, what the meaning of each of the houses are, then you can receive a free overview and a PDF file of each of the houses, so the house system according to the star number system. And you can just, I think I can link to it here, but otherwise in my channel description, you can find it. And then there's a link to my website where you can sign up for newsletters, and then you receive this file. Yes. Oh. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. So the second house in the star number system. So this is if Aries is in your second house. So this applies, of course, if you have Pisces rising, and then Aries will be in your second house, and then Neptune has just entered. So the second house in the star number system is the house of receiving and sacred union, and this is the receptive field, the space where creation meets its complement, and something new begins to form. Like it's associated, of course, with the moon and the number 2, which represents connection, to merge, to co-create its feelings, its emotions, but it's also receiving. And so this house is very much about your relationship with receiving. It could be also associated with your self-worth, because self-worth is connected to how much you allow to come in, and your ability to allow this abundance, support, love to flow to you. And the way to see that is almost like number one would be like the sperm, and then the number two, and this is represented here in the second house, is then the egg. And you see, the egg needs to be willing to receive the sperm in order to get impregnated. I don't know if this is too weird and far-fetched an example, but it is how I have received it. Also in the star number system, that this is where the house is, and that gives us this perspective, I think, of the second house in a little bit more like you have to allow abundance to flow towards you. Like you cannot deny it. It's like then you stop your creative power. And so you need to allow yourself to receive. You need to, that's why it affects your abundance. And it's not just receiving, of course, money, but it can also be support or love or whatever it is, like anything that flows towards you. You have to be open enough to receive it. So that's the second house. And with Aries here, your tool is Aries. So that's what I mean for Pisces Rising specifically. Aries has, of course, always been your natural tool in the second house. So it's about having the courage to declare kind of what are you worth. You have the fire to take action toward what you want to receive. And you have this directness to claim love and abundance. And that has always been part of how you engage with receiving, that it's not passive, it's like almost like an active way of receiving. And you're not somebody who just waits passively. You have to, in order to really receive well, you have to kind of bravely step forward and kind of receive what is yours, like kind of own it, like really passionately. Like it's passionately, not passively. And but what this transit of Neptune entering this section of your life means is that it's this energy is stepping onto this arena where Neptune has this represents this area of dreams and imagination and intuition and spirituality, and that's what comes into this arena, you could say. And so over the coming years, your dreams and imagination flow into your understanding of what you deserve. So your intuition maybe start whispering about some much bigger sense of worthiness, a spiritual one, which is not based on what you have done, but simply on who you are. Like, because with Aries in the second house, you might feel like you always need to do and do and do stuff and take action and be actively pursuing something. But with Neptune coming in here, there's a sense of you have to surrender a bit. You can dream, and as long as you take action towards your dreams and you align your dreams with your purpose and your passion, then the universe will also do its part. So you begin to receive in a much different way, almost like with an allowance based on surrender and receiving from a soul level, and not just this practical taking action, doing. In fact, 9 and Aries is actually also very spiritual. It's a very spiritual number in a way, because it has this connection to the greater good. So it's going to be really beautiful. And so you might feel inspired to take courageous step towards some deeper sense of self-worth that is kind of suddenly coming to you, self-worth based on what your dreams are and what you maybe have previously only imagined. And perhaps you open up your heart to co-create in a way that feels potentially more vulnerable, but in a way you will see that it's also more powerful, that you surrender part of yourself. All this taking action and doing the stuff and going towards what you believe and want and feel like you want to have, allow that passion and drive to become a little bit more vulnerable and more spiritually attuned. And allow something that you've always thought, you allow in something that you thought you needed to earn, but now you don't even, you don't need to do things to get it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to totally describe it, but there is a total sense of surrender with this Neptune energy. So when you merge it with the Aries, and because this is in the house of receiving for you, then you might have felt like you need to take a lot of action in order to earn anything and to receive anything. But this Neptune coming in here teaches you that you can actually just follow your dreams. You should still take action, because that's part of this tool, so to say. This is part of Aries, that we do take action, but we also get this new energy of surrender. The outcome is surrender. Yeah, so the Aries tool have, as I mentioned now a few times, I think, given you this courage to act on what you want to receive. But then Neptune adds the dream of what is really possible to receive, and it adds the feeling of that you actually will receive better if you can also allow the universe to do its part, if you can open yourself up to that. So the 97 goes through the number 16, because 9 plus 7 is 16. And so what 16 shows us is that along the way, the energy of 16 is about devoted, loving creation, where you take action towards something that you want to create. It's your self-expression. And so generously and openly expressing yourself, and you do that about something that you love. So something that has meaning to you, something that has that is deep felt for you. So for you, the second house, that is something could be your sense of worth or your capacity to receive, which I have addressed already. And so there's a beautiful part here that happens when you put together the 9 and the 7 and end up with 16. And that is this devoted, this devoted self-expression. That you're devoted to something, that you care about something so much, and then you just really apply yourself to it. Yeah, and so there's a part here in this whole energy that is about love and support, and that's truly putting love and devotion into it is what will also make the abundance flow. So remember that the result energy is 7. So that is this deep sense of peace. It's total allowance. It's trusting and allowing the universe to show you even something better. That's that whole thing about 97 being the law of attraction, where it's this or something better, right? That's part of the law of attraction. That you know what it is you want, you take action to pursue it, and then you allow the universe to also show you something even better. So opening it up and holding it in your hand and saying, this is what I want, but if you can, and you start acting towards it, but if you want something, if the universe can bring something even better, you allow that in also. Yeah, so the result energy is 7, and that tells you that when Neptune meets your existing Aries-driven sense of worthiness and abundance, you could say, then what unfolds is even deeper, at a deeper level. It is peace. So let go of, it's time now to let go of any old stories about what you do and do not deserve, and let go of any belief that you have to always act in order to get. That is not necessarily the truth. You have to take action towards something, but there's not an equal measure between how much you work and how much you get. That is basically the message here. And then this mystical insight that receiving is not taking, it is a creative act of love. So remember that receiving is not taking, it's part of a creative process. That is what we are learning in the second house, the whole sperm and egg association that I mentioned before. So I have an affirmation, it's on the slide, you can take a screenshot, but I will read it out. So I welcome dreams and imagination into my relationship with receiving. I have always known how to bravely claim what is mine. Now I let my intuition guide me towards a worthiness that is spiritual and true. I trust, surrender, and feel a deep peace, knowing that all is meant for me. All that is meant for me is already on its way. And there's a lot meant for you. That is the key to remember here. Okay, on to the third house. This is going to take a while if I don't speed up. Okay, on to the third house, the house of curiosity and joyful expansion. And this applies if Aries is in your third house, which it will be if you have Aquarius Rising. Okay, and first I just want to quickly say that the star number system is a system that I have downloaded during meditation over the last 3 years, and part of this download is not only the numbers and the association with planets and zodiac signs and so on, which you can see. I have created a video about that, which is on YouTube here. But it's also about the meaning of each of the 12 houses. And if you are curious about the meaning of the 12 houses according to the star number system, then I've made a little guide on that. And it's free for you to download, but you will have to just click the link to my website and then sign up for my newsletter, because then you get it for free. I think that's the easiest way to give this to you. So if you are interested, then please do so. And yeah, let's move on. So for Aquarius Rising. So let me flip the slide here. There we go. The third house in the star number system is the house of curiosity and joyful expansion. And this represents the inner child. It is curious, or the child for that matter, but it's curious, playful, present, honest, and free. Think about it like a 3-year-old, right? Just always out there investigating, seeing, sensing, touching, tasting, being in this present moment. And it's associated with the Jupiter energy, and it's and the number 3 according to the star number system. So that's the third house. And so that is this 3 energy. It's all about curiosity, learning, thinking, growing. It's wisdom, joy, excitement, and being in the present moment. Like I mentioned before, think about a 3-year-old child. It's like really present in the moment. It is really learning. It is it is trying to figure out this world that we're in, right? What is going on in 3D reality? And so in this third house, this is where you then explore the world, and you explore the world with wonder. You engage with all your senses, and there's this delight, and you learn something, and you want to share that something. Like again, a little child learning something, coming home telling their parents about, oh, this and this and this and this, because they're just finding out. So that is the teacher part of the number 3, you could say. So for Aquarius Rising, Aries has always been a natural tool for your third house. So the courage to ask questions, bold questions, the fire to go after what fascinates you, to investigate deeper, the directness to engage with the world as it is, and all this has always been part of your curiosity. And you're not somebody who just explores all like in a held back way. No, your learning has probably been really brave and very active, and kind of trying to actively understand something more than other rising signs necessarily. So what is then new during this transit where Neptune enters this area of your life is that the energy that is entering this arena is Neptune. And Neptune holds this area of dreams and imagination, intuition, spirituality, and that's what's stepping into your area of curiosity, the 3-year-old child, right? So over the coming years, your curiosity then takes on this new dimension, like your dreams and imagination flow into your learning space. And maybe you find yourself drawn to topics that are expanding your understanding of, like, in a way that feels more intuitive than intellectual. And where learning starts feeling like almost like dreaming, like it's expansive, it's boundless, it's connected to something that is larger than the 3D. It's also, you might also have a desire, like you might have dreams about learning something that you should then start pursuing, like something that previously you thought, but I couldn't possibly learn that. Now that becomes a possibility. Like now you should notice, I have this dream, and then you should start acting on it. And it's probably in a way something you wanna experience. And remember, the third house you can experience in many ways. Let's say you wanna learn about a country. You could, instead of just reading about it, in the third house, when you got an idea like that, you want to go there, you want to be there, you want to sense and smell and touch and taste what is fascinating you about that country. You might be fascinated with water and dolphins or something, and it's not just reading about it, it's not just learning about it. No, in the third house we do learn and we expand and we understand, but we want to really touch and taste and feel and sense and see. And yeah, so you want to go and swim with the dolphins, right? So that's why it can take you around the world, the third house also, because you want to go explore deep, like close up. Like a child, it's too abstract for a child to hear theories, right? A child wants to see what that theory translates to in 3D reality. And that's what we have to remember about the third house, is actually, yes, we can understand concepts, but even more, we really understand the concept if we engage with it, right? That's the true way of learning. Okay, so back to my little, I have a little, my notes here when I go off track, sorry. So you might also notice that your conversations carry more depth. They always carry depth, of course, but that your discoveries arrive almost like in an insightful way. You might have conversations with the universe itself, from opening up to intuition. Like that can be another way of sensing. The sixth sense can be opened up now over these coming years, like really intuitive, strong sensing connection with the universe, to learn that way. And this childlike energy that is in the third house is then being almost introduced to what is spirituality, what does it mean to be visionary, what does it mean to dream, something that is not that is weird for a child, right? That is it's so not easy to touch. It's not 3D reality, but that is the kind of energy that comes in with Neptune here. So there's a real exciting period ahead here where you might just totally find this curiosity about spirituality and visionary investigations almost. So the Aries tool have always been in your third house and has always given you this courage to follow your curiosity. And so what Neptune adds now is this dreamy quality, and it makes you discover something that is a little bit beyond 3D, where usually we want 3D, but it does make you want to play with this, most likely. So in between the number 97 and 7, like because it reduces to 7, there is this intermediate number 16. So 9 plus 7 is 16, and then this is because it's the star number system that I have developed. So see the video about that if to understand what I'm talking about. But the number 16 then is something that is intermediate and that unfolds along the way. And this 16 energy, it's about this loving creation, and to openly express yourself into something that you love, and like you self-express something that you love, right? And that is super important for this period also. So for your third house, that something is your curiosity, it's your learning, it's your wonder, and then this 16 energy applied here means that you have to have a love and devoted feeling about it. Whatever you dive into next, whatever you're learning about next, and then of course when you start learning about things that you are dreaming about learning, the things that you maybe only previously have imagined. Let's say that you've always been curious about medical science, and you never thought you could study and or understand medical science, like couldn't be a doctor or whatever. This is now a time where that opens up for you, where you start thinking about it differently, and where if you start taking action towards it, then the universe will come and help you halfway. And you have to allow the universe to do its part and do its piece. And then that is what we're shown with the number 7, that you have a sense of surrender, that you trust that the universe is also going to do it. And you feel like you trust and you surrender and you feel like this is okay. I can pursue my dreams and study what is intriguing to me. So that energy of the number 7, when Neptune meets your Aries curiosity, you could say Aries-driven curiosity, then this deep peace will, you will feel this deep peace, and it's gonna feel very wonderful, and that's the feeling you're gonna be looking for over these next many years. And so trust in the process of learning and these mystical insights that the universe will be giving you. And just know that you don't need to figure it all out. You actually will also sometimes just be provided the answers, right? So I have a little affirmation down here at the bottom. And I'll just read it out loud. You can take a screenshot if you want to, if you find this is helpful. So, I welcome dreams and imagination into my curiosity. I have always known how to ask bold questions and explore bravely. I now let my intuition lead me towards spiritual and visionary truths. I trust, I surrender, and I feel a deep peace of knowing the universe is guiding every discovery. That's it. That was it for the 3rd house. And we move on to the 4th house. This is the house of transformation and living foundation. And Neptune is in Aries here in your 4th house. That means that if you have a Capricorn in your 1st house, you should have Aries on your 4th house. And before I just move into the meaning of this for you, then I just want to quickly mention that I have downloaded the system, the star number system, over a period of 3 years. And it's like this system that blends that has this planet association with numbers, but also zodiac association with numbers, but also I have received information on how to interpret each of the 12 houses, and I have made a document about that that you can have for free. You would sign up to my newsletter. You do that on my homepage, and I have a link in my channel description, so you can find it there. So that would be lovely if you want to be part of that. But let's move into the meaning of this transit for you, Capricorn Rising. So in the 4th house, in the star number system, this I call the house of transformation and living foundation. So this is where you examine the ground that you stand on and whether it's carrying you towards the future you actually want. And it's associated with Uranus and the number 4. So that is invention, individuality, healing. It's about clearing the clutter. It's hard work. It's about the future, and it's about freedom. So here we look at your foundation, because it's also the 4 number is also about your foundation. It's square, right? So your foundation is not a solid stock foundation that is it forever. No, it's a living foundation. It's not static. And it represents both the inner foundation and also your outer foundation. So you build solidly and you value steadiness and structure, and you work hard, but you always hold it with open hands, because real security is not it's not being rigid. It's the willingness to kind of let the old go, and what doesn't serve go. So let the foundation crack, just so that you can find an even more solid foundation underneath, right? And so for Capricorn Rising, of course, you always have Aries as your natural tool in the 4th house arena. And so that means that you've always had this ability to clear the clutter, like actively, like taking action on it, and yeah, being driven to and doing stuff that felt right to you. So if you clear the clutter, you can rebuild, you can take initiative on this foundation of yours, and also towards your future, like, because that's also the fourth house. It also represents the future in that way. So, and take action that is going toward the future, and so on. So that has been with you all along. And so what is new here is actually that during this transit, there's an energy that is entering into this arena, and that's the energy of Neptune, and that represents the area of dreams, imagination, intuition, spirituality, and that kind of energy is now stepping in to meet this Aries fire in this foundation area and future area of your life arena, so to say. So over the coming years, this transit then brings something really powerful, because your dreams and imagination, they begin to flow towards your foundation. It flows towards your perspective on your future. It flows towards your kind of area of life where you kind of innovate, and where you're unique, that arena. And your intuition starts pointing you towards that future foundation, that actually, what does it actually want? What do you want it to look like? Do you have a vision of a different way to live, a different way to build, a different kind of home, or a different kind of what is your foundation? What is your ground? What is your home? And very much about what is your future looking like. What kind of dreams do you have for your future? What kind of dreams do you have for your home? What kind of dreams do you have there? And so this kind of dreamy, imaginative vision kind of for the future has now arrived in here. And it's an area where you already, of course, work hard and take action. So what is new is that now you're really getting activated on what's your dream, right? Like there's gonna be something that is tuning you in, you could say, to the spiritual realm in this area of your life. And so you might sense which part of your physical and inner foundation is no longer fit for the future that you are walking towards. And so it's not ever about change for the sake of change, but rather change because something truer is worth the effort for rebuilding. And that is always the case with the fourth house, no matter what it is, like what kind of zodiac sign you have on the fourth house, but there's always gonna have to be change in the fourth house. And it's always about the future. It's about not change for the sake of it, but because if we want to make a better future. So you might feel drawn to clear some physical clutter from your home, maybe restructure a little bit, like put effort and work into something that feels aligned with the vision that you're now receiving for the future. So basically, you might be more spiritually attuned. You might receive somehow from the beyond or whatever. You might intuitively sense that you want to do something different. with your future, like that the future could look in a different way, and you want to start acting towards that. And yeah, so with this Aries tool on your 4th house, I would assume you've always been very courageous and taking action and had persistent towards building towards your future and towards your living foundation and to allowing change. And you can maybe clear the clutter well because you do take action and you have a passionate and a drive towards it. But what Neptune now enters is that sector of your life, that arena, and that's when suddenly you're met with some dreams, some spiritual insights, some imaginative way where it could be really transformative. And that is what is exciting about Neptune coming into this area of your life. And so Neptune in Aries has the star number 97, and when you add together 9 and 7, it adds up to 16. And so 16 is the intermediate number, and what that shows us is that it's about self-expression, it's about love, it's about taking initiative and taking action on something that you feel devoted towards or loving, like have a loving, some kind of, you want to build something, you want to create something, and then you take inspired action towards actually doing it. So I want to say that, of course, with the number 9 and Aries here, there is a lot of drive and purpose and taking action, but the intermediate number of 16 actually adds another level of, like, it has to be, you have to not just take action towards something that you dream about. No, it has to be something that you really would love. Like, because we can all have many, many different dreams, and we would like to do this and that and the other thing, and all of it seems wonderful and could be fun. But what is it that you love? Like, what do you love doing? What would you love? What kind of future would you love? And that is what this intermediate number says. And then you express it and take action towards it. Not just strive, but also like your own creative action. Like a creativity in a way, right? A self-expression. You pour yourself into it. Yeah. So it now becomes this kind of need for you to receive the dreams, receive the imagination, open yourself up to your own dreams, find out what it is you love, what future would you love, what future is worth working hard for, what would you just totally love to do, and how would you love, what kind of home would you like to have, where do you see yourself, what is your foundation gonna be? It can be in so many ways, right, that we have foundation. Okay, and when you do this, when you start having these dreams and you start taking action towards it, and you start really noticing what it is that you love and what you want to create for your future, then you will come to this place where you feel this deep sense of peace in relation to your future, in relation to your foundation, and a total trust, and allowing the universe to also, a belief that the universe will meet you halfway. And that will tell you that you're doing something right with this energy. That is exactly what the energy is wanting you to feel. So yeah, that's exciting. It's super exciting. So that means that, yeah, this result energy of 7 tells you that Neptune meets your existing Aries-driven foundation and work, and then you will have this profound peace feeling. Not the peace of something being finished, like, because we're always in transformation in the 4th house. that's an ever ongoing transformation, but a sense of peace that it's an exciting future. You're pursuing your dreams, and that you're helped by the universe, and there'll be this mystical insight to help you keep this transformation going and hold you steady while you are transforming potentially where you're going. Okay, and then I have this affirmation for you. You can take a screenshot, it's on the screen, but also I will just read it out loud. I welcome dreams and imagination into the work of building my foundation. I have always known how to clear, how to work hard, how to rebuild. Now I let my vision guide what is worth the effort. I trust, I surrender, and I feel a deep peace knowing that the ground that I'm building is good and true. Yeah, that's it. That's it for the 4th house. Good luck with that. And then we move on to the 5th house, the house that I call the house of liberated expression. So that is, here we have Neptune in Aries. It's transiting your 5th house, and it will apply to you if you have Sagittarius on your 1st house. Okay, before I just move into the meaning of this for you, then I just want to say that I have downloaded the star number system in meditation over the last 3 years. And yeah, I have a whole video made that is available here on YouTube about the star number system, so you can see that. But also I have made a document describing each of the houses according to the star number system, because it is not the same meaning as traditional astrology. So you can have this document of the house meanings if you're interested, and you just can click on the link that is in the on the channel description, where I have linked to the newsletter. And if you sign up for my newsletter on my website, then you get this house meaning document. So you're very welcome to go and get that. Okay, and so here we go. This is the 5th house, the house of liberated expression, and it is applicable if you have Sagittarius on your 1st house, and that means that Aries is on your 5th house, and Neptune is now entering this area of your life. So the 5th house in the star number system is the house of liberated expression. Excuse me. So this is where consciousness surges outwards with something to say. So it's associated with Mercury and the number 5, which means that it's communication, thinking, expression, undertakings, freedom, and it expresses through any form. So it's not just talking, it is actually spoken, written, sung, danced, acted, painted. The 5 vibrates with freedom and change and kind of refusing to be constrained. So there's a real Pinocchio vibe in the 5 vibration, right? No, nothing should bind you. There is a need to be free in many, many ways. So for Sagittarius Rising, Aries is and has always been your natural tool in your 5th house. So that means that you are most likely used to having the courage to speak your truth. You have the fire to share what you create, the directness of somebody who knows their voice matters, and it's always been part of your expression to be very passionate and driven in this area of life. And you're most likely not someone who creates all quietly, because the Aries energy here means that you are bold in what you put out, and you're bold in what you share. And so what is new, during this Neptune transit is the energy that is entering this arena, you could say. And that is Neptune. And that represents the area of dreams, of imagination, intuition and spirituality. And that is what is now stepping in. So over the coming years, your expression takes on a powerful spiritual quality. And your creativity maybe take on a dreamlike visionary dimension. So whether you write, speak, make art, or express yourself in other ways, there's this new depth and intuitive quality that comes from somewhere beyond where you felt it before. So you are maybe most likely going to be channeling something that is larger, something from out with. And so your thinking and communication may become more imaginative and dreamlike, and your ideas maybe arrive in more intuitive way, in a more meditative state, in a more inspired way. And so your words will then carry this maybe potentially poetic, now I say words, but it could be any creation, right? Your paintings, your songs, whatever it is that however you express yourself into the world. And so this sacred quality. So the Aries tool here, with that tool in your 5th house, you've always carried this courage to deliver your creativity without hesitation. And what Neptune then adds is almost like the source. It's the unseen field your expression is now coming from, or that is coming through you now. So super, super exciting, and exciting what kind of creative expression you are gonna provide the world with now over these many, many years, since you have the strong intuition coming in to your creative expression house, you could say. Okay, so in the star number system, this is the number 97. Of course, Neptune in Aries is number 97, and then 9 plus 7 adds up to 16. So that means that there's this intermediate number 16, which unfolds along the way to the final number, which is 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. So that energy shows us that there is a sense of love and taking action on your inspirations, but in the area of love, you could say. So it has to come from something that you feel devoted to, or loving devotion towards. And so for you in the 5th house, for your 5th house, it's something that is about now, quote unquote, you could say the voice, like whatever voice, like however you express your inspirations. And what is it that you're channeling, and how does it feel to you? Is it something that you want to build into something bigger? Is it something that has meaning to you, that you love, that you want to love into being, and therefore you pour yourself into it to express it? And so there's something loving that wants to come through, something loving that wants to come through you. Dreamy, imaginative, but also with the depth of kind of loving devotion that is having to come through you and out. And when you start acting in that way, when you start listening to your dreams and your imagination, and you start taking action on it, and you really truly decipher what is it that feels real, true to me, and you act on it, then you will sense peace. You will feel a sense of trust. You will feel like the universe is meeting you halfway. And so that is super exciting, and to have that deep peace and acceptance. Maybe also an acceptance that something is flowing through you, that you don't necessarily judge it, but kind of just express it, like, and these mystical insights that you kind of, you take it in and you allow it. It's like see your expression as a gift from the universe, and the universe is gifting you with mystical insights. Okay, I have created this little affirmation for you that you can use over these next many years. You can take a screenshot if you wish, but I will read it out to you just now. So, I welcome dreams and imagination into my voice. I have always known how to speak boldly and create fearlessly. I now let my intuition shape what I express. I trust, I surrender, and I feel a deep peace, knowing that what flows through me is exactly what is meant to be shared. Isn't that nice? There you go. That was the 5th house. And we move on to the 6th house, the house of love and devoted creation. Okay, so here we go. The house of love and devoted creation. And before I start talking about the meaning of Neptune moving into Aries in your 6th house, I just want to say that the star number system is a system that I have downloaded in meditation over the last 3 years, and I have a video about it, and it's on my YouTube channel here. But so you can see that if you're curious about what it is. But aside from that, part of it is, of course, how to understand numbers in relation also to planets and zodiac signs and so on. But I have also, part of the system, I have been given or received information about how to understand each of the 12 houses in astrological houses, you could say. And it is not the same meaning according to this system as it is in traditional astrology. So if you're curious about the meaning of the houses according to the star number system, then I have created a document where I go through each of the 12 houses and the meaning of each of the houses. And you're welcome to download that. It's free. And it's on my website, and then all you do is sign up for my newsletter, and then you will receive this document for free. There's a link to where to subscribe for my newsletter in the channel's description. So you're welcome to get that, and that would be lovely if you did, of course. But yeah. Let's do this. This is for Scorpio Rising. So if Scorpio is on your 1st house, then Neptune in Aries is on your 6th house. So the 6th house in the star number system is the house that I call the house of love and devoted creation. So this is this tender, patient space where love does its slow and sacred work. It's kind of like a pregnant woman nurturing something beautiful into being. So that's how you should look at this house. And it is associated with Venus and the number 6. So that means that it's love, devotion, beauty, nurturing, stability, dedication, and patience. It's the house that is about service, almost like an act of love, about daily devotion to what you're creating, and trusting in the process even when you can't even see the result yet. So kind of like a pregnancy early on, that you just know that there's something there and you love it even though you can't see it. And then with love and dedication and tender and care, then you will birth something eventually in the right time. So patience. But for Scorpio Rising, Aries has always been a natural tool of your 6th house. So, and always will be. So this is where you naturally have this Aries energy, and that is the it is this, you can say it's a fierce protection of what you love, and the courage to show up daily, and the fire that says that devotion matters. Like, and really you would really be hardworking on like really show up over and over again, because there is this Aries determination, dedication, passion, for the greater good kind of energy in Aries, and that has always been part of how you create. And so you're not someone who is half-hearted about your work. Your devotion is active and brave, and so what is new for you is that during this transit, the energy that is entering this arena is Neptune, and that is the area of dreams, imagination, intuition, and spirituality, and that is what is now stepping in to this 6th house arena of yours. So that means that over the coming years, your daily act of devotion become infused with this dreamlike, inspired quality. So whatever you're building, whether it be a project, a relationship, a creative vision, if it's your body, your health, is your craft, whatever you're tending to on a daily basis, that begins to feel like the universe itself is guiding your hands. Like the work is of course continuous, and you have to take daily action towards it, and as you have always done, persistency and devotion and action. Yeah, I said that before, but action with the Aries energy, doing the work. But what is new is that the work now also has infused the sense of dreamlike and imaginative vision in it. So you may feel like you are tending to what you're tending to is part of something larger than the personal, because with the Aries tool, you've always that you always have is this fierce devotion, and you just keep showing up and you do it even if you don't want to, like, because it matters, right? Because you have to, and you know you need to, right? You just keep going forward on it. But the Neptune then adds this dream of what that devotion is in service of. So you can say there becomes this quality of you now get presented with a dream entering this area where you're creating continuously. So you will get more in touch with what it like when you show up daily. It becomes infused with this with your own dreams and imagination of what it is that you want to build. So you will most likely have the sense of, are you building what matters? Are you working daily on something that is actually your dream? And you will also be infused with this clear sense of connection with the universe. So it could mean that your daily work, the you showing up day to day, actually now gets an imprint of the Neptune energy, meaning that it is actually affected by your dreams more. So you want to work towards something that is what you dream about and what is inspiring to you, and something that is inspired by the universe, or where you feel like there's a connection. And so Neptune in Aries has the star number 97, and 9 plus 7 adds up to 16. So that's this intermediate number that is also important. And 16 is a way, it's about surrender. But the whole 97 is also about surrender itself. That's the result energy of 7. But what 16 adds is that there is a sense of love in there. Like, what is it that you need to express? There's this need to express something that comes through you, but from a loving place. So it's not just your dreams and imagination and taking action and being action driven and action taking and passionate about something, and based on some inspired dreams. It also has to resonate deep in that it's like, it feels like it's something that you love. So that's the 16 edition, is that it is something that you love. And yeah, that there's a deep sense of love part of this energy, and you have to feel into, because we can all have many, many dreams and ideas of what we feel inspired towards, but out of those many dreams, what is it that you would really love going forward, and what would you really feel devoted to? So it is really how you operate, like love expressed as daily, patient, brave action. And love itself is to be co-created with the universe. It's like, you have to also remember that with this energy specifically of Neptune in Aries, the result energy is 7, meaning that ultimately you should, whatever it is that you put your daily devotion and your daily work into, you should end up feeling a deep sense of peace and trust and surrender. That is the energy you want. You want to trust the universe, and you should feel like whatever it is that you're doing, as long as you do it out of love and follow your dreams somewhat and start acting towards that with your daily tending to it, then it should provide you with this knowing that the universe will meet you halfway. And so when Neptune meets your existing Aries energy here in devotion, in this area of devotion, then you will sense this peace and surrender, and that all is good and the universe has your back. And so surrender to the timeline. Don't let this house specifically about patience. It's about some things can't be rushed, like for instance, a pregnancy is 9 months, whether you want it or not. Like, it is what it is, right? So even if you would like to see that baby born sooner, if you would like to be pregnant for a week only, then the process is about 9 months, right? So that is the 6th house in a nutshell, right? Things takes time. And so surrender and allow the timeline that needs to unfold. Trust that the universe is co-creating with you. And remember this mystical insight that devotion is not a sacrifice. It is the highest form of love expressed through your hands. And then I have this affirmation for you. You can also take a screenshot if you want, but I'll just read it. So I welcome dreams and imagination into my daily devotion. I have always known how to show up with fierce love for what I'm creating. Now I let my intuition reveal what is sacred in the work. I trust, I surrender. I feel a deep peace knowing that my devotion is in service of something far greater than me. That's it. That's it for your many years. That's the energy that I saw there. And on to this is the 7th house, the house of surrender and divine receptivity. And before we get into the actual meaning of this for you, Libra, where Libra is in your 1st house, then Neptune in Aries or Aries is on your 7th house, and Neptune will then be transiting Aries here. Then I just want to quickly say that this is a system that I have, the star number system is a system that I have downloaded through meditation over the last 3 years. And I have a video about the system itself and how to interpret these star numbers, and you should be able to just do it yourself by going through the video and step by step. But what I have also done is I have received information about the house number, like the house system. So the 12 houses, astrological houses, and how to interpret each of the houses is a little bit different than traditional astrology. So the meaning according to the star number system is then different from the meaning of the houses in traditional astrology. And I have created a PDF document that I am giving away for free if you sign up for my newsletter, and you can do that on my website, and there's a link in the channel description, so you can go ahead and sign up and get this document if you will, and that would be exciting. Thank you very much if you do that, and exciting if you want to be part of this community. So but let's move on to the actual meaning of the Neptune transiting the Aries in what is your 7th house, Libra. Okay, so the 7th house in the star number system is the house that I call surrender, the house of the surrender and divine receptivity. And this is where the self encounters another being, and it lets go of everything it thought it knew. So it is associated, this house itself is associated with the number 7, and that is Neptune, which is kind of like interesting for this specific transit, because when Neptune now enters this area of your life, then it kind of feels at home, because that is the energy of Neptune that is in the 7th house. So the 7th house is about imagination, dreams, connection to the universe, spirituality, surrender, trust, and mystical insight. And this house is about, therefore, is about accepting others as they are and releasing the need to control outcomes, and discovering that every encounter in your life is the portal to something deeper. And by every encounter, it can be another person, it can be a pet, it can be a plant, or it can be the universe itself. It is a very, very open area of your life, but there is no boundaries, and it's also discovering that there is something more to it, and every encounter is there for you, not against or to you. So for Libra Rising, the Aries has, of course, always been a natural tool for you in the 7th house. That means that you meet others with courage, like you meet them as yourself with courage. So you are courageous in this area of life. You are courageous to meet, and there's you're brave in your connections, and there's a directness in how you show up, and you're very honest even if it's uncomfortable in relation to other people. And this has always been a part of how you relate to other people, with a truth and honesty and a sense of bravery. And then that means that you're not someone who is hiding in a partnership. You are bringing your true self into this meeting with another being. And so that is kind of who you are already. And so what is new during this transit is then the energy that is entering this arena, and that is Neptune itself, and that is the area of dreams, imagination, intuition, and spirituality, which is now coming into this arena of your life. And so over the coming years, your partnerships, the collaborations, other beings and things that you meet in life, they will take on this more spiritual quality, which is already existing in the 7th house. So it's going to just be even more boosted in a way. And it'll feel very natural that it's here, because the 7th house is about, to a large extent, it's the spiritual place. And so you might find that the people you meet is showing you something about your own soul, because it's mirrors here, and that the encounter is giving you almost like an opportunity to understand yourself deeper and enhance your spiritual growth. And also relating to other people feels like easy and without boundaries, like that you naturally become more accepting, which is actually anyway the tool of this house. Like the house is anyway a house where we should learn to accept others as they are and not try and put our opinion onto them. So so that is part of what is coming to you, is this natural way of accepting and connecting. And so in a way you might attract these people into your life where you have a spiritual depth in a different way than before, where your current connections and people you currently know, they also might all evolve with you into, and have this, you have these deeper conversations, and there's a new dimension of trust and mutual acceptance, so that it becomes a really wonderful relationship, in the sense that there will be full acceptance of one another, and you will be it, but you will also receive that way of being. And with the Aries tool, which of course is something that is naturally here, that has the you are brave to stay true to yourself, and in the presence of others you can truly be who you are. But then now you are also able to truly surrender and open up. So what Neptune really adds here is this willingness to totally release control and let the connection itself be the teacher for you. So, in the star number system, Aries, Neptune in Aries is the number 97, and 9 plus 7 adds up to 16. And so we have this intermediate number 16. That has this love of number, the 6 in the 16 here adds this dimension of love. So you might now in relationships have access to, like, what should relationships be like, what is your dream in relation to relationships, what do you imagine for your relationships, but you can have many ideas about what a relationship should be like, and that's when you have to feel like, what do you love, like what is the love like in how you relate to others, and then you should act on it through your self-expression. So basically what the 16 is telling us is that there's something sacred about the connection to others, and there has to be some love, deep love, and if you pour yourself openly into partnerships and in a loving way, and you co-create and you accept others for who they are without trying to form them, and they accept you for who you are without trying to shape you in any way, then you really end up having access to something that neither of you could have accessed alone, you could say. So that is what the 16 tells us, that there is this deep love inside the number 97. So not only with dreams and imagination and surrender and peace, but also with true love in there, and the acceptance of others, acceptance of what is. And that's what we end up with the number 7, that you not only will feel this deep peace, but you will also trust. So a true trust will arrive for you, trust in the universe and trust in others. So Neptune then enters this area of your life where that is about relating, and and so trust will arrive and really help you to understand that there is not me and them, there is us, and we're all here, and we're all worthy, and we all have our own dreams and wishes, and we should all accept that for each other. Whatever the other one wants, let's not intervene, and you will also be accepted. And then the mystical insight is that every connection that you have, whether it's to animals and to living plants and trees and such, and or other people, that any connection is really a connection to the universe itself. And that's what you will feel over these next many years as Neptune is going through your 7th house. Okay, so I have this affirmation created, and you can take a screenshot of it if you will, but otherwise I will also just read it out for you. So I welcome dreams and imagination into my relationships. I have always known how to meet others bravely and honestly. Now I let my intuition guide me into deeper, more spiritual connection. I trust, I surrender, and I feel a deep peace knowing that every encounter is the universe meeting me through another soul. So beautiful, isn't it? And then we move on to the 8th house. And the 8th house I call the house of crystallization and enduring leadership. And it is for you, it applies to you if Virgo is on your 1st house. If you have Virgo Rising, then Neptune is entering your 8th house, and that is where you have Aries sitting. So that is what we will be looking at now. And before I just go in to the actual meaning of Neptune in Aries in your 8th house, I just want to say that the star number system has come to me during meditations over the last 3 years, and the actual understanding and meaning of the star numbers and how to apply the system. I've created a video about that. You can there's here in the YouTube channel I have that video available that you can see. But aside from that, I have also received information on how to understand each of the houses, the 12 astrological houses, through the system. So they differ a little bit from the traditional astrology meaning of the houses. So if you want to understand what the star number system says about each of the houses and how to interpret each of the house placements, then I have a free guide, a PDF that you can have if you sign up for my newsletter. And there's a link in the description, in the channel description, to my website to sign up for the newsletter. And then once you sign up, you will receive this house number system explained. All right, let's move on to the actual analysis here. Virgo. Yes. So the 8th house in the star number system is the house of crystallization and enduring leadership. So this is where where we find what is real and what things that are taking shape in 3D reality, things that are crystallizing. It's associated with Saturn and the number 8, and that means that we talk about structure, leadership, ambition, consistency, discipline, patience, long-term vision, and also the relationship to time itself, actually. And this house holds the question of what is worth your efforts to create something lasting. And so for Virgo Rising, Aries has always been and will always be your tool, your natural tool for the 8th house. And that means that there is a sense of courage to lead by doing, and you have this fire inside you that lets you persist long enough to do the work, and like to just the stamina in you. And there's this directness in this area of your life of somebody who shows up to build consistently year after year, day after day, month after month, or whatever, and year after year. So it's a part of how you create things that last, is that you actually show up with passion and determination and a sense of there's meaning to making something lasting in a way. And you do not, in this way, you absolutely do not shy away from difficulty. You actually are very persistent, rather, and you can really stay in it for the long haul. And your leadership has always been very brave and very committed, and so that is just a kind of naturally who you are. So what is new here during this transit is actually the energy that is entering this kind of arena of your life. You could say the Neptune energy is the area of dreams, imagination, intuition, spirituality, and that is now entering this stage where you're building things that lasts. And so over the coming years, your spiritual vision will start taking form that can last. That means that you will be supported from the dreams and imaginative insights. Anything that flows through you and comes from the beyond, you could say, that comes through you will want to crystallize and become something very tangible and structured and enduring, something that lasts, something that transforms, something that stays for the long haul. And that means that the spiritual knowing that you have will become very practical and visible. And that means that you are going to take something that is intangible and make it very tangible, that other people can then use and lean on. So something that may have been a little bit more vague, maybe dreamlike, maybe insight from the universe, will become like very clear and very organized and planned, and it will crystallize into very 3D reality, tangible. So something that might have been an intuition may become a guiding principle that you can then articulate and share. And that the Aries tool itself that you have always carry in this area of your life, that gives you this determination to do the long work of building and the stamina, as I mentioned before. And then Neptune here adds this vision of what is worth building for. So what is worth you showing up on a daily basis, the dreams and the insights and the spiritual connection that you are now receiving messages from the beyond, you could say, is now adding to that. And then in the star number system, Neptune in Aries is the number 97, and that means that 9 plus 7 is 16. That means we have an intermediate number here, which is important because it gives us an extra layer to look at, and the extra layer means that there is a sense of love of the creation, that it is also feeling like it's you getting, like you're expressing yourself. It's self-expression, it's your inspiration that is being given to the world. It's through you, it's coming through you, and you give it, and it's with true love. And then, of course, for you in the 8th house, that is a vision that you have that is crystallizing into a lasting form. And so that there's a love, there's going to have to be a love for what you're building. And then people will then see it, because it will be crystallized, and it will be something that is leading, where you become a leader to people through this crystallization, you can say. And so so the last part, you could say, is that 16 then adds up to 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. And that is really the result energy. So what you should feel when you are totally aligned, and your soul will be singing when you then do all this work. You receive your inspiration, you take action on it, you crystallize it into something lasting, you become this leader, and that should give you this deep sense of peace. You should feel really held by the universe. You should have a deep trust in the universe, and you should feel like the universe is really meeting you halfway and carrying half of your carrying you halfway there, you could say. So this supported by the universe kind of energy. And so yeah. So this deep peace that you will feel, don't wait. Don't feel like you have to wait for a finished product or a finished project or a delivery and something already crystallized. No, it's you surrender to the process along the way and trust that that it is taking shape. And so the mystical insight here is that true leadership is having the patience to let your vision take its own perfect shape. And then I have an affirmation for you, and you can also take a little screenshot of it if you will, but I will read it out loud. And the affirmation is going like this: I welcome dreams and imagination into my long-term building. I have always known how to lead by doing and persist through the work. Now I let my intuition shape what is worth crystallizing. I trust, I surrender, and I feel a deep peace knowing that what I am building is real and will endure. Okay, that's it, Virgo. And then we move on to the next sign, and that is Leo. So this is the ninth house, the house, I call it the house of sacred purpose and transformative fire, and it applies to you if Leo is on your first house, and that means that Aries is on your ninth house, and Neptune is now entering this arena in your life. And before we just go into the analysis itself and the meaning, then I just want to mention that this is, of course, this whole analysis is through the star number system, the interpretation that I'm doing. And the star number system has come to me through meditation over the last 3 years. And I have a video about the system and what it is and all that, so you can see that if you're curious. It's another way to interpret astrological charts and also numbers, numerology, and so on. So it kind of is it's a tool that is broadly applied, or can be broadly applied. But what I have also received is insights into what the meaning of each of the 12 houses are. And so according to the house, the star number systems, the houses have a slightly different meaning than traditional astrology. And if you're curious about what the meaning is, then you can sign up for my newsletter and receive a PDF document where I go through each of the houses. And you can do that by going to my YouTube channel's description box, in which there is a link to my homepage and to sign up for my newsletter. So a lot of message here, but hope you get that. But if you feel like it. But here we go. I call it the house of sacred purpose and transformative fire, and it is the 9th house, and it is for you, Leo Rising. So the ninth house in the star number system is the house of sacred purpose and transformative fire. And this is where personal mastery meets universal mission. So it is associated with Mars and the number 9. So this is super interesting for you guys because that means that Leo Rising, you actually have a synchronicity here between Aries being associated with the number 9, and of course it's the 9th house. So there's a natural, real deep connection. There's a huge focus for you guys on your purpose. So that is very interesting. So the number 9 is associated with drive, action, courage, purpose, directness, compassion, and also the energy of showing the way by being an example. And the house is really about having some kind of fire, passion, a drive, and drive towards what matters. So for Leo Rising, Aries is of course the natural tool for your 9th house, and so you then have this double energy here, right? So the 9th house being the house of purpose, and Aries being the energy, the tool that is purpose driven, and the passion to act on your purpose, and the courage to live who you truly are outwardly. And also you also have an inbuilt directness of somebody who is also showing the way by being, and that is kind of who you are. That is how you carry your mission. And so you don't necessarily wait to be invited onto your path. Your purpose is being active, like you, in relation to your purpose, you are needing to kind of act with like act, yeah, be active, be brave, have courage. And this is in that way, what I'm saying is that it's this double activation, because the Aries tool is a number 9 and the 9th house is the number 9, and so there is this double fire energy here, and also a natural understanding that that comes in this house for you, which is super super cool and exciting. But that is what you have always with you, which should give you an incredible focus on your purpose for being here, and a drive towards living your purpose. So that is what you naturally have. Now, what is new is that this transit is then bringing in an energy into this whole arena of purpose, which is the Neptune energy, and that energy is about dreams, imagination, intuition, and spirituality, and that is now entering this area where you are, where that says purpose, basically, and taking action and having drive, and what drives you and what gives you a purpose, what gives you a reason for being. And so that means that over these many years to come, you might experience a profound deepening of your sense of purpose, like the dreams and visions that come to you in this time will not just be like a fantasy that you're like, and based on inspiration that you see around you. It'll be a deep connection with the universe, and so if you don't have your purpose, found your purpose yet, then it will for sure be delivered now directly from the universe, and it's gonna feel like a calling, I would think. So your mission is almost like it's gonna become spiritually informed. It's gonna come from the universe itself and inform you about this is your mission, and this is so exciting. Imagine that. Imagine to be in this lucky moment in time when Neptune enters exactly this area of your life, where you will actually most likely be informed spiritually about what your purpose is. And so what you have to do is act on it, act on what you're guided to do, and trust that it's something that is coming to you. Whatever is coming to you, that is beyond strategy, it's beyond ambition, it is guided from the universe itself, and you have to try and just really surrender and take action on it, because that is gonna be massive. Very, very exciting actually for you, Leos. And so that means that when you start acting now from this inspired, dreamy place, connection with the universe, then you become a catalyst for transformation through your spiritual vision, and you live the truth so completely that your presence becomes like a permission slip for others. And that is the thing about the number 9 and Aries and the 9th house and purpose. It is that when we show the way by doing, we let others see that that is a way to act, and that is a way to be, and so it thereby become a permission slip for others to do the same. And so it's a very inspirational moment, and it's yeah, fantastic. So the Aries tool you have always carried with you in this area of life, and it gives you this unstoppable drive to act. And Neptune then adds the spiritual depth and turns your actions into almost like a transmission from the beyond. And so the star number for Aries, Neptune in Aries is 97, and 9 plus 7 is 16, and 1 plus 6 is then 7. So, but it goes into this through this intermediate number 16, which is the energy of devoted love and creation. And you have to express yourself truly in from a place of what you love. So tune in. What is it that you truly love? Feel when you get inspired from the universe. Feel it, take it in, internalize it, love it. Then use your own initiative and express, like a way of expressing yourself into this world, and thereby you will create something amazing that the world is waiting for, I believe, because it is your mission after all. And yes, so pour yourself into it completely and openly and lovingly and trustingly, and then you are showing by example. And of course, when the result energy is kind of like when you are aligned, when you do this in the way that you really are supposed to do it, then your soul will sing. You will feel your soul singing. And that is when you surrender. You have to trust the universe. You now have to surrender and not be ego-driven, not be like all about strategy and ambition, but really, truly just trust the universe is sending you something magical that is supposed to, for you to be putting out into the world. So this result energy of 7 is what actually happens, and it is resulting in this deep sense of peace. It's not peace from you not acting, absolutely not. It's actually you are absolutely taking action because you have to, but it's peace from somebody like through surrender to the mission, trust that the universe is guiding every step. So the mystical insight is that your fire is that gift, like, and when you share it with passion, when you share your passion, and you trust that the universe has delivered something magical that you are supposed to act on, that you are supposed to bring out into the world, then you will absolutely feel peace, and you will feel like the universe is meeting you halfway. So I have created this little affirmation, and you can take a screenshot, but also I will just read it out loud. So I welcome dreams and imagination into my space, into my sacred purpose. I have always known how to live my truth and lead by being an example. I now let my intuition guide every step of the mission. I trust, I surrender, and I feel a deep peace of knowing my fire is guided by the universe itself. So remember that, Leos. Okay, that's it for you, and we move on. Oh, one too many. Yeah. So the 10th house, that is, if you have Aries on your 10th house, and that means that if you are have Cancer on your first house, so your Cancer Rising, then Neptune is just entering this 10th house and your area of Aries. And I just want to quickly say, before we go into the meaning of this transit, then the star number system I have downloaded during meditation over the last 3 years, and I have made a video that is on my channel about the star number system and how to interpret through the star number systems. You can interpret both astrology charts, but also numerology charts or numbers that you see and whatever. So you can see that on my channel. But further than that, I also have received information about the meaning of the 10 houses, and I have new house names, and I have a new way of understanding what each house means. And I have created a little PDF of the meaning of each of the 12 houses, astrological houses, and they are different from traditional astrology. so you can have this overview of the 12 houses and what they each represent. You can get that from my website if you sign up for my newsletter, and there's a link in the description on my channel. So you would be welcome to get that. All right, here is it for you guys who are Cancer Rising. Let's go into it. So the 10th house in the star number system is the house of inspired manifestation, and this is where the invisible becomes visible. It's where inspiration takes its form and ideas crystallize into reality. So it is the number 10, which is the fusion of 1, which is represented by the sun. It is action, it is creation, it is light. And the 0, which is Pluto, it is the field of infinite potential. And so this is really the binary code of creation itself. It's the 1 and 0 creation binary code here. And when action meets the infinite, something real is born. So that basically is the observer effect. You have the field of potential, and then you place the observer, which is then in this case the 1. And that means that you take action, and then you can create something into reality, right? And so for Cancer Rising, Aries is naturally on your 10th house, and that means that it is always, and always have been and always will be, the natural tool of your 10th house. So that means that you have the courage to say yes to inspiration, and the fire to act on it as well. And so you can act on what is coming through. You have a directness of someone who turns ideas into form without necessarily hesitating. You take inspired action, and you have like this purpose and drive in your creation process. And that is part of how you manifest, with purpose, with drive, with taking action. And so you're not somebody who waits for the perfect conditions. Your action is bold, and you will be inspired, and you will take action. And what is then new during this transit is that the energy that is entering this arena, and this manifestation arena, you could say, where things turn from field of potential into reality, then that is Neptune. Neptune is entering the area, and that means that you will now have dreams, imagination, intuition, spirituality. All of that kind of energy is stepping into this manifesting area of your life. And so over the coming years, this transit might bring some kind of really interesting way of you acting, where you might have a spiritual vision, and then you also have the capacity to manifest it into the world. And so the creations that you bring forward in this during this time will then have this deeply inspired quality, as if the idea did not necessarily originate with you, but it chose you as the channel, right? If you have read the book Big Magic, which is a fantastic book, then you can kind of get a sense of what I'm talking about. Like, you catch it by the tail, and you are almost like a tool through which the universe will manifest. And it's super exciting and very be excited about that, Cancer Rising. And so this is then a time where intuition and courage, they kind of merge, and you find that the best result will not come from planning or from thinking and scheming, but rather from trusting that there's some inspiration that moves through you, and then you act on it, and you act on it with full trust. So the Aries tool that you always have, of course, in this area of your life, that gives you this courage to say yes without hesitation. And the Neptune then adds the source, the unseen, something that is inspiring you from somewhere outside of yourself that is coming in. And so the star number of Neptune in Aries is 97. So 9 plus 7 in numerology, that is 16. And so 1 plus 6 is 7. So it's like 97 transitions through the number 16 and results in 7. And that means that 16 is also important. And 16 is really about this devoted, loving creation. And that you love something and you openly express it. And you use yourself like it is about you creating something. It's coming through you, this love. It's very close to you. It's something that you're loving and devoted to. And it's created through you. And you're sharing it out. And so your manifestation then in a way is also becomes an act of love almost. And yeah, so people will receive it and they will feel this deep, deep love that you have poured into it. But what happens with the 16 and 97, 16 is that it results in the number 7, which means that you have to surrender. You have to let it go. You have to trust the universe. You have to actually have a total belief in the universe and trust that whatever comes through is supposed to come through, and it's supposed to come through you, so you act accordingly. And then you will feel very peaceful and trust at the end. And yeah, and then the result energy then is the 7. And so you have to surrender to the process itself, this creative process, and have this mystical trust that you are the instrument for something larger, and acceptance of the outcome that is not yours to control, but the action is yours to control, but the outcome is not in your control as such. But you also have to kind of trust that what is the result is perfect and all is as it should be. And then I have this affirmation for you here at the end. You can also take a screenshot of it on the screen, but I'll read it out loud. So I welcome dreams and imagination into what I bring to the world. I have always known how to say yes and act on inspiration. Now I let my intuition choose what to build. I trust, I surrender, and I feel a deep peace knowing that I am an instrument for something greater than myself. There you go, Cancer Rising. And then we move on to the 11th house, the house that I call the house of heartfelt creation and connected offering. So this is if you are Gemini Rising. So if Gemini is in your first house, then Aries will be in your 11th house, and Neptune is then moving into Aries. And before I get into the analysis, I just want to quickly say that I have this analysis, of course, based on the star number system, a system that I have downloaded in meditation over the last 3 years. There's a whole video about the system and what the meaning is and how to interpret using the system. You can interpret both astrology charts, but also numerology charts, or you can analyze numbers that you see around in the world or whatever. So you can use it for many things. But aside from that, I have also received information about how to understand the 12 houses, astrological houses, and it differs somewhat from the traditional meaning of the houses in astrology. So if you're curious about the meaning according to the star number system, then I have a PDF that you can receive for free, which is if you sign up for my newsletter on my website, then you will receive the house number system for free. So you can go to the, what is that called? This channel's description, and then there's a link to my website there. where you can sign up. Okay, that's it. Sorry. Okay, moving on. So this is the meaning for you, Gemini Rising. The 11th house in the star number system is the house of heartfelt creation and connected offering. So it is the number 11, and 11 is 1 plus 1, which is 2. And that is, you can see it's two creators standing side by side, and through their combined giving they receive. So you give and you give and you receive, and that is a way you can say it. And the completion of the manifested journey is sitting here. So it began with I give in the first house, and now it kind of here in the 11th house, it's like you give again, and when you give, then you receive. So this house holds the question of whether your efforts actually reach the people that they're meant for. That is actually this house, like it's about your efforts received by the people that are meant to get it. So for Gemini Rising, Aries is and always has been the natural tool for your 11th house. That means that you have the courage to put your creations out there, and then you have this passion and fire to share without knowing what the response is. And so there's this directness of someone who offers their work in a generous way, and that is a kind of part of how you connect. You do not hoard or what you create. You kind of rather share it, and in a very brave and direct way. And so what is new during this transit is that Neptune is entering this arena. And so Neptune is entering Aries, and that means that Neptune has this area of dreams and imagination and intuition and spirituality, and that is now entering this stage. And that means that over the coming years, your creations, they begin to carry a quality that kind of resonates on a soul level. It's kind of this dreamlike visionary depth of Neptune, means that what you're offering reaches people in a way that goes beyond the surface, like the connections you make through your work maybe feel destined and almost mystical, and that the right people will be drawn to find you, and you will find them. So it is because Neptune really represents this connection with the universe and this deep spiritual connection, and that is coming into this arena where that is all about you creating and giving and people receiving, and then you're receiving back from them. So you might notice that your social world begins to mirror your inner spiritual alignment. So that means that, of course, you have Aries in this area of your life, and that is absolutely what gives you this courage to keep sharing and being totally honest about who you are towards the world that and those people that are receiving what you're sharing. But then Neptune adds this trust and peace and a knowing and a surrender to know that what you offer is will find exactly who they are meant to find. So then you can say the star number of Neptune in Aries is 97, and in numerology 9 plus 7 adds up to 16, and 16, 1 plus 6 is 7. So it's like 97 transitions through 16 to 7, and that means that we have to look at the number 16 as part of analyzing this energy. And 16 is about devoted, loving creation. So you have to generously and openly express yourself into something that you truly love, and you for you, the 11th house, that would be something that you offer to the world and that you create from the heart. So there is this, in this transition where you act with passion and drive, and in your creation, you could say, and what people will receive from you. Now that's impacted by the Neptune energy of imagination and dreams and spiritual connection. So that energy comes through it, but then you have to love it and truly internalize it and use it in your expression. So that is actually very beautiful, because it means that you do not just receive an information from the universe, you and feel inspired to create something. You will actually internalize it and love it and then share it. And when you start doing this, then of course you will create this connection, and the people who are meant to find you and see what you are and have what you're sharing with the world will be exactly the right ones. And when you start doing this, when you start acting according to your inspiration and according to what the message the universe is sending you, and take action boldly as you do, then you will feel this deep sense of peace and trust and surrender. Then you will allow the universe to do its part. That is very important. So you will have to surrender to the mystery of how giving and receiving actually work together. Surrender to the insight, act accordingly, and you will have this mystical insight that what you create from the heart will not go unheard. It will be found by the right people. And then I have this affirmation that I've made. I'll read it out loud and you can take a screenshot if you wish. But it says, I welcome dreams and imagination into what I share. I have always known how to give bravely and offer my work generously. I now let my intuition guide what reaches the world. I trust, I surrender. I feel a deep peace knowing my creations find exactly the souls they are meant for. Yeah, that's it for the Gemini risings. And then on to the last house. This is house number 12. It is the house of infinite potential, I call it. This applies to you if you have Taurus on your first house, Taurus Rising. That means that Aries is in your 12th house and Neptune is now, or has now entered this area of your life. But before we go into the actual analysis of how this impacts you, then I just want to say that this interpretation is of course done through the star number system, a system that I have downloaded during meditation over the last 3 years. And there's a whole video about what the system is and how it works, and it can be used both to interpret astrology charts, but also numerology charts, and also any number that you see in the world, like a house number or whatever. And the video will explain everything about that. But further to that, I have also received information about how to understand each of the 12 houses, astrological houses, and it differs somewhat from traditional astrology understanding of the 12 houses and what they represent. So if you're interested and curious about the star number system and the 12 houses and their meaning, then I have created this PDF that you can have for free, where I go through each of the houses. And you can get that from my website by subscribing to my newsletter. And you can do that by going to this channel's description, where you can find a link to sign up for my newsletter, and then you will get it there. So that would be nice and cozy if you would join. And let's get into the analysis for you, Taurus Rising. Okay, so the 12th house in the star number system is the house of infinite potential. So this is the 0 point view. It is it's the 0 point. This is the 0 point. It is the quantum field. It is the source. It is the space where everything and nothing exists. And it is represented in this system by 0, the quote-unquote number 0. It's not a number, but a concept. But anyway, it is the field before form. So this is where your relationship with manifestation itself actually lives. So it holds the imprint on how you first learned to ask and receive as a child. And this is the place where you refine that programming with consciousness and clarity. So you are the observer from which life is created. And it is an incredibly super cool house. It is so fascinating. So really, really, truly a manifestation powerhouse. And so for Taurus Rising, Aries is and always has been a part of your natural tool of your 12th house. And so this means that you have the courage to face the unseen. You are having this fire to claim what you desire from the field and the directness of somebody who states their intention and walks towards it. And that is part of how you work with manifestation. So you're not someone who is passive about the subconscious and about your desires, but your engagement with the field is brave. And so what is new here is that this transit, in this transit is the energy, this energy that is entering this arena of your life, the infinite potential arena, you could say. And that is the Neptune energy is coming in. And Neptune represents the area of dreams, imagination, intuition, and spirituality. And it is now stepping into this area of infinite potential. So over the coming years, you may find yourself drawn into a deeper relationship with the unseen, with the unconscious, with the dream world, with the place where manifestation begins before it's actually physical. It is, you have a tendency to dream boldly here. But what Aries in this placement is also is that you have to actually take action towards your dreams. Like, remember, this area of life is about how you learned to ask when you were a young child and how the response was accordingly. And so you have been asking boldly and receiving, but maybe you just asked and received, but now as a grown-up you have to ask, act and receive. So the action is really important. The drive, the action, the taking steps towards your dreams is incredibly important. And that is of course always the case with you for this placement, that you keep taking action towards your dreams. And you have to be clear about your intention. This is always the case with the 12th house. Be clear about what it is you desire. But so now with Neptune coming into this area, you will be having a relationship also with the spiritual realm. There will be messages coming to you. There will be inspiration probably coming to you from the beyond. Like intuition, feelings that this should happen or that should happen, or this is what you want to manifest and this is what you should take action on. So over the years you might be drawn in to this relationship, and this place of the unseen, the place of the unseen, yeah. And Neptune will come in and affect that for you with dreams and imagination and visions and insights. So Neptune in this house amplifies how you access this field of potential. And so your intuition will become sharper. Your dreams may become more vivid and more meaningful. And you might sense things like timelines, potential possibilities before they manifest. You will be connecting in a deeper way. And then you can refine this relationship with how you ask for what you want and how you expect it to arrive. Because no matter what, there will be some subconscious patterns running here because it's formed in childhood. In childhood, we all learn what is possible and what is not. So that might have to come up for review. And so with the Aries tool that you have in this area of your life, then you have the courage to look at it and you have the courage to rewrite it. So you should look at it and you should kind of become aware of it and conscious of how do I determine what I want? How crisp am I on what I want? Number one. Number two, do I state clearly? Am I totally, this is what I want? Am I sharp on it? And and then of course an expectancy. Like when a child asks for milk, it's not like they have a question whether or not they can have milk. They actually expect it. They expect that their wishes are fulfilled, and in the same way you should expect that your wishes will be fulfilled. And in the same way you should expect that your wishes will be fulfilled, and then you have to trust that it will happen, of course, and take action towards it. You also have to take action towards it, because otherwise it's like saying you don't trust it, right? If you don't act on it, then you don't, in principle, believe it. That's the whole thing. So the tool that you have has this courage to look at it, and you have to take action from a place of expectation. And so Neptune will add this visionary access to what is actually possible. So you might be even more dreamy or sharp, or like become even more clear, helped by the universe on what it actually is you should pursue. So in the star number system, Neptune in Aries is the number 97, and 9 plus 7 in numerology is 16, and 1 plus 6 is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. So 97 transitions through 16 to 7, and that means that we should also look at the number 16 and the meaning of 16. And the meaning of 16 is about devoted love in creation. So that you are expressing yourself from a place of true love, and deep love, and you are giving yourself freely in this area, and ultimately surrendering to whatever that happens next then. So for your 12th house, that something is about clarity of what you desire and the trust that holds it. So it's where your work with the field of potential becomes almost like an act of love for the vision and for the expectation and the action that brings it into being. So you have to truly feel now, what is it that I want? Would I love it? Do I want to act on it? Act on it, take action, continuous action on it, persistency, and then surrender it. Trust the universe will take it on at some point also. The universe will meet you halfway. And when you then truly arrive at this number 7, which you should when everything aligns, when you're doing it right, quote unquote, when you're doing it right, then you will feel this true surrender, feeling of peace, trusting the universe, believing that all is well. And so then take action as you do. Dream and be inspired, but put love into it, truly believe it, and then see it manifest. And then surrender to the understanding that you're not separate from the field, that you are the field, and have this mystical trust that your desire is already on the wave, and that the wave and particle is really one. So you can also go and watch the double slit experiment on YouTube. That is incredibly interesting in relation to the 12th house. Okay, so I have this affirmation. It is on the screen, and you can take a screenshot if you will, but I'll read it out loud. I welcome dreams and imagination into my relationship with the infinite. I have always known how to clearly state what I desire and walk towards it. Now I let my intuition guide my work with the field. I trust, I surrender, and I feel deep peace, knowing that all possibilities are already available to me. That is it. And then I just have to say the last bit. So, the universe is dreaming through you. Your courage brings those dreams to life, and peace meets you on the other side. That's it. Thank you for watching, and please do like and subscribe if you wish. Have a nice day. Bye.